I'm taking a break from sewing this week, but I will at the end of this video give you a little sneak peek on one of the foam pads that I finished, just to show you, and I'm really pleased at how it's turned out. But I thought instead this week I would share with you what I carry in my day pack. This is an Osprey bag. I have a huge collection of them, and I will insert a video of my collection. I have had lots of packs in the past, but I really like not only their quality, but just the way they fit. We have actually my son and John also have Osprey bags, and we've all decided that we like these the best. I've been teased all my life because of all the gear that I carry with me when I hike. And that's because it was drummed into me from a very young age. My father was a Boy Scout leader, to be prepared. And so I've always tried to go on a hike being very well prepared. So the pack itself is really quite light, and it's almost a frameless pack, but it does have this it's like a dense foam kind of material in the back. Most of the Osprey bags that I have a much more of a structure to them, so that the foam, the frame sits away from your bag and there's a mesh between it. But I'm not a big sweater, so I don't sweat a lot. So they don't make this particular bag. This is the Hornet. They don't make this one anymore, but they do make a similar one, and I'll try to find a link and put that below. So I like the bag for a number of reasons. You can stuff lots of stuff, without having to unzip the zippers. You can stuff a lot of things right there in the front. It's got the two pouches for the water bottle, for your water bottles. It also has the place in the back for you to put the water bladder. And I've had other water bladders. This is the Osprey's their version of the water bladder. I think Camelback might have been the first to come up with this sort of device. But I like the changes that have been made to the water bladders. First, I like the fact that this one it's been welded, it has two little welds here in the plastic, so that the bag sits a little bit more upright when it's stuffed into this little pocket that's right here. I also like the fact that the bladder has, in the old days they had a screw cap, and I'll insert a picture to show you what some of the other ones look like. Now they've come up with this slide mechanism, which I really like, and it has like a Ziploc closure here, so you can fill it more easily and you can clean it more easily. So this just slips over like that. You fill it. I think this is the smallest one they make. It's 1.5 liter. Now the other reason I really like these new bags is because the tubing now clips right in like that, so you can disconnect it easily, and then it wraps through one of the shoulder straps so that it can come around to the front. I have screwed this up as usual. Get it on the right side, so that when you're wearing it, there's a little magnet. There's a magnet that you add to your shoulder strap, and then at the end of this, there's another magnet, and it holds really nicely. So that then snaps on like that. You can hear it, and it makes it easy to grab a drink. So that is the backpack, or the day pack, I should say. And then what I carry inside the bag are things like, I carry a water bottle because I'm really not a big fan of water. Sounds weird. I like to start, and I won't hydrate myself if I just have water, so I sometimes put just a little bit of some kind of packet, like Crystal Light or something like that. But I don't like sweet drinks, so I'll just put a little bit in there for flavor, and that way I'll drink more. So I'll take a water bottle, but I also take a water filter in case we run out of water. And the one that I like and Darwin on the Trail recommends is the Catadine 1 liter. And these things are great for a number of reasons. Obviously, you can fill up at a stream if you run out of water, and you just dip them in, put the water in there, holding it by this harder plastic at the top, and you put the lid on, and pop open the top, and then you can squeeze water into another container, or squeeze it right into your mouth. So I really like this. It's super lightweight, and the cartridge can be changed, and that way you know that any place that has like running creeks and things, you're going to get water. So that's the water situation, which is probably the most important thing. The other important thing is always carrying a jacket, depending on the weather. And even if we leave and it's really hot, I always carry an extra jacket, either a wind or rain parka or something like that, if I know it's going to be windy or might chill off. But in the Sierras, which is where we do a lot of our hiking, it always gets cold. As soon as the sun goes down, it gets really cold, and so I like to always have a jacket. And then I like to always carry one of these boho bandos. This is the brand, the boho bando, which is this one. And I've had other brands, and this one just, I like this amount of stretch, I like the size of it, and I've shown before that you can wear it in all kinds of different ways. When it gets cold, you can just, put it on like a scarf, keep your ears warm, your head warm. You can wear it around your neck. You can wear it like a headband. And John has actually started using them too, because he likes to have something that protects his neck from the sun from his neck. Also, he can wipe his brow. But it's just very, very multifunctional, and I think these things are awesome. The next item is, if you're in mosquito country, I like to take a little mosquito net for the head. And I always hike with a long sleeve shirt because of the sun. So usually that's about all I need. But I will also, and I didn't bring it with me, I will also carry a little container of some kind of insect repellent, like, that has DEET in it. And yes, I've tried all the ones that are supposed to be, better for you, but I've never found them to be very effective. So then, of course, there's the snacks, and I always carry lots of snacks. And here are just a couple of my favorite. I really like these Nature's Bakery Big Bars, and they come in different flavors. And Trader Joe's has the best selection of granola, different mixes, and as long as it has chocolate in it, I'm happy. So I really like the Trader Joe's brand. I do carry I keep all this stuff in the bag, so anytime we're going to go out and hike, I don't have to start hunting it down. Keep it all together in my backpack. And these, of course, are my girly Gaiters, which I've mentioned before, talked about, and they came recommended by Darwin on the Trail, and they've been I'm really glad I got those. The next thing is the first aid kit. Now, I used to carry a much larger first aid kit, but it seems to me that shoes have gotten so much better over the years. In the old days, it's almost, you really had to carry moleskin and all these other things because blisters were just, you'd always get a blister. But nowadays, knock on wood, but I haven't had a blister in forever. But I like to carry, something, first aid just for the scrapes and bumps and things that happen on the trail. And if someone gets a blister, then I'm prepared for that. And so I really only carry a small amount of first aid material, some kind of a gauze type material, and then an assortment of Band-Aids, gauze pads, and just different Band-Aids. These are the strips that you can, if somebody has a bad cut slice, they got something to hold it together like a stitch, and some little. These are Neosporin packets. And then of course, got to have a little pocket knife. I know it's a little tiny, but that's all I carry for a knife. It has scissors on it and a nice sharp knife. So that's my first aid kit. And then the last thing that I carry are maps. I love maps. Yes, you can get them on your phone, and but I much rather have a nice physical map. In the old days, the only ones you could get are these 15-minute maps from the USGS, and they don't have the same detail that then later on they came out with the 7.5-minute maps, which show, they're bigger maps, but they show a larger area in more detail. So those are great. But then out here in California, there's a guy named Tom Harrison. He's a cartographer who has mapped almost all of the popular parks and wilderness areas in California and created these beautiful maps, color, high detail. They cover a large area. This one is for the Mount Whitney high country, and they're just great. And they're also been waterproofed, so they last forever. This one I probably had for probably 30 years, 20 or 30 years. I only paid $5.95. I think they're double that now. But they're just great maps, and I like to support Tom. He's been making these maps for over 25 years. So I like supporting the work he does, which he works out of his home, I found out. So, and then I wanted to show you with the maps, if you ever do have to buy a USGS map, and you can buy them online. Also, I forgot to mention, Tom has an app that you can download to your phone, and you can get the maps on your phone, and you don't need GPS to utilize them. But on these other USGS maps, somebody taught me probably 40 or 50 years ago how to fold a map, because I have stacks and stacks of these things, and if they're not folded right, you never find them. So a map, the way you always fold a map is you fold it in half first, like this, so that you got the right sides facing each other, and then you fold it up like this, so you can see it on both sides, and then you fold it so that the name of the map is facing itself is on the inside, and then you fold it this way again, and that way all of your maps show the name of the quadrangle right there, so you can put them in a box and you can easily find them. I just appreciated so much somebody teaching me how to do that early on in my hiking career. So that's the map situation. And so if you have any questions, you can put them below, and please tell me the things that you find essential when you're going off on your day hikes. And I'd also like to I'd like to ask you all a question. I know that just looking at the data from my website, I know that 60% of my viewers are men and 40% are women. So I'm hoping that some of you guys are really, some of you women too, can recommend to us a good code reader. My next door neighbor suggested one called Blue Driver, and I've been doing some research online at which ones are the best for the Mercedes Sprinter van. So if some of you have experience with them, and if you would like to share that below, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Sometimes it's really great to use a crowd. You can find the best answers there, because reading the reviews and such on Amazon it'll make you not buy anything, because everybody disses everything. So please help me with that. And then I'm going to end this. I think I've already shot what I'm going to end my video with, which is really some trash talk, and I mean literal trash talk. So you'll have to stay tuned if you want to hear about that. But thank you very much for watching. And oh, I almost forgot. I was going to show you, I'll give you a sneak preview of the bedding. So this is the first mattress one that I've made, and I just wanted to show it to you in this bundle up form, because I love the fact that this squishes down to such a small package. But I'll have the how-to in my next video. and we'll be testing it out in a couple of weeks when we're going to go out for a couple of days. So again, thanks for watching. Big surf today. I just came across this purple thing. It almost looks like a Christmas ornament, but it's got barnacles growing on it. You always find interesting things down at the beach after a storm.